My initiation into the industry came about through Jim Miller. He phoned me up to go for a beer at Ryan's Bar at the bottom of Australia Square, actually. And I was at Lend-Lease Retail at the time, running shopping centres. And he thought there might be an opportunity for he and I to get together and help him out with the Miller's self-storage brand at that time. My role initially with Miller's was as an operations manager, a field manager, I suppose, field marshal. And I was to go around to a number of stores and make sure they were performing at a level that was acceptable to Jim and the board. But in those days, it was reasonably property management style business as opposed to full retail business that has emerged since. So it was, with my background in the retail game of shopping centre management at Lend-Lease, it was good fun. I could make a few changes and Jim was very open to that, which was a good initiation. My first recollection of the Self-Storage Association, it was party central really. I was thrown to a conference in, I think it must have been 1994 at the Manly Pacific, the awards night, and I thought, what a great industry, everyone's getting on so well. So that was my initiation. But initially I also found that there was a lot of progressive thinkers, a lot of entrepreneurial people, but everyone was quite tight and keen to see the industry do well as a group. And that was 1993, 94. The biggest challenge for Storage King would have been, well, in the initial, there's been two major ones. Initially, to convince owner-operators to make the emotional step to leave their current brand, even if it was just their own surname as the brand, into a brand called Storage King. To make that emotional leap was difficult for some people, and they saw the economic benefits, they saw the advantages, but some couldn't get over the emotional hurdle of changing the sign out the front of the storage facility, which was a real hurdle for us in terms of convincing them. So that was probably the initial biggest hurdle. Down the track though, I think, there's been lots of hurdles in the industry. I mean, it's a great industry, but even in recent times, the digital age is a big hurdle. I guess the sort of homogenisation or the commoditisation of the product under a digital landscape is difficult to deal with. But there's been lots of little, got fires and floods and that sort of stuff, and dealing with people's precious possessions. There's been some difficult occasions with that as well. Look, I think the benefit of the Self-Storage Association in particular, one, is massively important, and that is how the association is a promoter or a loyal go-to body for anyone entering the industry or anyone looking to invest in the industry, as well as for those who are in it, by keeping it largely self-regulatory, which has been fantastic. And the legal issues that pop up from time to time in this industry that haven't been dealt, because there's no great history of the industry. 30 years isn't a long time in the scheme of things. So the help the association provides from a legal perspective on the day-to-day issues and government-related issues has been enormously helpful. In fact, we wouldn't be here without that sort of adaptive approach from day one. The friendships in this industry are unusual because I haven't seen it in other industries where competitors can be friends. And I mean, especially in the early days of my time, there was a lot of involvement, a lot of engagement across the association members. And everyone was looking for their piece of the pie, obviously. But there was a general school of thought that if everyone combined their skills and resources and will that the industry would grow, and when the industry grows, everyone benefits. So I think that's allowed friendships to develop over the years. And I've had some great tours away with some of my steeliest competitors, and we've had great fun together. People like Sam Cannard and I went away to Florida 25 years ago, got to know each other. The Wilson clan in Las Vegas conferences. John Perrins is always up for a good time and getting to be friendly with people. So all of that stuff is great, and that's really a part of why the association is a great forum for that environment, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. Some of the funnier moments over my time, 27 years, I mean, I don't know how funny it is for me, but it was funny for other people. In my first week of working in the industry, I was sent out at Miller's self-storage, sent out to Miller's at Tempe, and approached the manager and said, nice to meet you, I'm Michael Tate, operations manager, newly appointed by Mr. Miller. Anything I can help with? And he said, yes, if you could just whack some shorts and a t-shirt on and go down to the dog cage down the back of the facility and just, here's a shovel and clean that up for me, that'd be fantastic. And I said, do you have your own pets here? And he said, no, they're the guard dogs of the storage facility. We don't have any other security other than the guard dogs roam around after hours, and they leave a hell of a mess. So that was my introduction. First, welcome to self-storage, cleaning out the dog poop and taking on the angry Dobermans and Alsatians. So that was an interesting introduction. There's been other funny stories. There's all sorts of funny and peculiar people that store with us over the period of years. But there's so many to mention. People setting up bands inside their storage unit and practicing and being awfully poor at it. And then in the old days, I recall a lovely young lady practicing, a schoolgirl, practicing her piano for the HSC, which was music to my ears. So all sorts of ins and outs of the facility that are too numerous to mention.